Yes, yes, clowns, and that is a little hint to who we are interviewing this evening. I told Gaz that we were going to be playing that, and he was like, "God, that track is going to haunt me forever." It's like, yes, it will, Gaz. It's possibly the greatest thing you've ever done. Okay, so our interviewer, Eric
Yo!
Lewin.
How's
Our,
everybody doing?
our interviewee, Gaz and Wood.
Woo!
Yes!
You're stuck with me, not Gazzle Sharky.
It'd be great if you did the entire interview as Gazzle Sharky, but anyway.
Yeah! What the hell? We missed an opportunity.
We really did.
I've lost the wig.
Oh, no.
Oh, well, yeah, sure you
I
did.
burnt it afterwards.
Put it in the bin the minute that video finished.
Yeah, pretty much.
It is 5 a.m. where Gasm is right now, so
3
please,
a.m.
please.
3 a.m.
3 a.m. Jesus
Holy
Christ, that makes it even worse.
The man is a trooper.
Yeah, so please give it up for Gasm Wood, who is taking some absolute time out of his Sunday, because he's in the future, to do this. Right, so this is going to go how it usually goes. I'm just going to leave Eric and Gasm to do their thing, and I shall pop in every now and then to add little bits, words of encouragement. So yeah, without further ado, please welcome to the stage Eric Lewing and Gasm, point two, who is going to be interviewed. Guys, take it away. Oh, hold on there. Go on. Wait, Titsu. Yeah!
Yes!
We got that out of the way early. Right, take it away, you two. I'll see you in a minute.
Bye, Daddy.
See you, Mark.
Yeah, so first off, I just want to thank everybody that's out there watching and shit today. We've been kind of on a little bit of a break. This is our 4th episode of the interview treatment. I think we're just going to officially call it the interview treatment. It flows for me. It flows. But we were going to do Jonathan Cross for the 4th interview, but the man has an insanely crazy schedule and is hard to pin down. So we threw another poll out there, and the beautiful Gasm Wood won the 2nd poll. How are you doing, Gaz?
Stuck with me.
Now we're stuck with him.
We would have done it quicker as well, but Mark was touring Europe for like 3 weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
Being, just amazing at whatever. So, yeah. But
Out
that's
there doing
right.
his thing. Can't even be mad at him.
No, God, no. He does it in style as well. That's the main thing.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
But yeah, thanks for having me. Thank you. Like, always enjoy being part of these things. So I was really stoked when you guys asked me to do it. So that was awesome. So thanks for everyone that voted for me. Woohoo!
I was really stoked when I saw that you won the poll. I was like, fuck yes, Gasm! How are we going to do this? He lives in the future, for fuck's sakes. I need my time machine.
We're like bending fucking time and shit now, man. You know, like.
Yeah,
I'm
in the past, you're in the future. Like, fuck, man, this is mind-blowing.
What time is it there? Because you're even different from UK, aren't you? Where are you? Saturday afternoon?
Noonish.
Yeah, oh, there you go. God, there you go.
So we're like the full spectrum here, bro.
Yeah, can't get much more international than that, I don't think.
For real. That's how the clown army rolls, bitches. But I hear you've been saying you've been having some wicked ass storms and stuff there. You almost couldn't make it for the interview because you had like a power outage for like a whole, what was it, like 24 hours or some shit?
Yeah, there's still heaps of like storms going on. So if I'm a bit glitchy, that'll be why. I was heaps nervous that like I wasn't even going to be able to connect. But last like 3 or 4 days, it's just been crazy. 125-kilometer winds. So I don't know what that is in America, and that's like 3 football fields or something. Yeah, I don't know, but and there's still houses without power and trees and shit, so all falling down, and it's crazy. But I'm here, so I made it. Woohoo!
I'm glad you're safe, bro. I'm glad you're safe. Made it through safe, I should say.
Our house is like one of these like. Because we live on a bit of a hill and we're like right in front of the beach, and then there's hills behind us. So our house just gets pummeled, man. It's crazy. But
I bet. We're kind of rolling into what they call a nor'easter here, going to start tomorrow. And it's basically like a little mini hurricane that's fucking cold as shit. And it comes from the northeast, and our house faces northeast on a big ass lake. So, you know. I'm gonna get my taste, dude.
Does that lake freeze or whatever? Like, will that lake freeze, or it doesn't get that cold there?
Oh no, it freezes. Becomes a sheet of ice in the winter and stuff. Like January, it'll be just solid, man. People ice skate out there bit and go ice fishing and stuff. It's like, you people are crazy, man. It's fucking cold out there. What the hell?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So you've been in the clown army for quite a while, haven't you? How did you find it, and how long you been around?
God, I think I've been. Well, how old's Mark? How old is it? 8 years now.
Yeah, right around.
Yeah, been about. I think about. I wasn't far off the start. I remember. Well, the way I found it, and this is always my story, was I saw Mark doing the acid jam in the bath. I don't know, it randomly popped up on my Facebook or something the time he did it. And I was like, who the hell is this crazy ass? Like, you know, and then I watched it because I was hoping it would fall in the bath and like electrocute him or something. And
I think everybody was. Sorry, Mark, but I think everybody was out there rooting for something to go wrong.
Yeah, it was kind of, you know, that like inner demon of me that I was just like, come on, like, let's see this happen. But then, and then literally, I think like the next week he did some like bondage like event at some castle or something.
I remember that one.
And I was just like, what the hell is this, man? Like, I got to be part of this. Like, if there's something involved, like I can do. And then, I think I just, because like obviously with the time difference, it's been really hard for me. Like, it's always hard for me to get up and watch the URL and that.
Yeah.
But it was just as I was starting to write music, and I thought, I'll give it a go, you know, like I'll just put in a track. And I put in a track, and at that time I wasn't getting up early to watch it. I was just sort of like watching the replays and that. So I wasn't too active, but I think I did a couple of tracks, and then like I started going, I got to get up and watch it because that's the essence of like what it's all about, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then I just started getting more involved and stuff like that. So the first couple of jams I put in, they were like doorless jams because I was strictly against using the door. I didn't want to use it. They were like techno kind of, well, Mark described them as Venga Boys. So they were like Venga Boys tracks. You know, that bloody Venga Boys like band or whatever. That's the comments I got, like, oh, another Venga Boys. So yeah, that was pretty funny.
Compliment or what?
I don't think so. They were fair shit, but it was just funny because they were just doorless. You know, I was getting to know my gear and stuff like that. It was when I was buying heaps and that, so I was just sort of like buying shit and going, I'll make something out of it. And they were pretty like Candy Raver kind of cheesy sort of things. You just had to be involved, you know what I mean? And the first track I put in, this is my kind of story about it. The first track I put in, it was like I did a line from Mary Poppins song, and it was, I can't remember. It was something. It was a dubstep tune. It had like 3-minute intro and like a 2-minute outro. And in the middle of it was like this like bit that I wanted him to hear. And it got to that bit, like literally that bit. And he just fast forward. He was like, DJ, fast forward. And like, so he missed the whole crux of like the whole thing. And then,
I bet he loved the intro though.
Oh yeah. And then like, so for my first Clownfest set, right at the end, I decided to do that bit again, but like leave it right at the end. So at least he'd fucking hear the first, like, it was sort of like my, like, you know, up yours to him sort of thing. And then literally he got to like right where it was about to go, right at the end. And then he was like, whoa, point 2, and moved on. And I was just like, oh, for fuck's sake. So yeah, that was like the whole like thing to like my like URL, you know? I can't remember the bloody line.
You should have just put that little bit you wanted from here, and that's it.
Just have that as a track. I'll submit it.
Yeah.
It's annoying me because I can't remember the line, and I was like, I can't forget it. But it's gone. It's too early for me to remember shit. But yeah, so that was sort of like the start, and then it was a bit of a laugh. Like, I think Amy gave me like a 2 because I named it the Mary Poppins thing. And she was like, but there was no Mary Poppins thing. And I was sitting there going, yeah, because we bloody fast forwarded it. And I think Mark was supportive. He gave me a 7. So that was like, nice. Thanks, Mark. Even though he skipped half the track.
Yeah.
But
And you've been an admin with me for quite a while. I think me and you were like the first admin or something for
yeah,
the
we're the
URL.
OGs, man. I don't know how he keeps putting up with this. You know what I mean?
I know. I just keep like putting dick pics and stuff in the URL admin group chat, and I keep expecting him to just be like, "Fuck this guy, go away." We've all seen your dick and balls, but for some reason, he just keeps hearting my pictures, and I haven't been kicked out.
My job is the night shift person, and I am the worst night shift person there is. Like, I never get bloody time, and then it's like, oh, we only have 36 bloody posts that never got posted, and I'm just like, oh my God. So I'm like, I don't even know. I should have been fired a long time ago.
I'm not even gonna lie. I do wake up every morning, and it's like 500 posts for approval. I'm like, fucking Gaz, you had one job.
I'm freaking terrible, man.
Marios and Nick under control on the overnight.
Yeah, no, and that was the only promise I had. Like, I'll look after the night shift, and then it's just gone AWOL, you know. I like to think it's my.
Keep you around because you're nice and squishy and cute.
Well, and my great jokes. I like to think it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Great dad joke. No, we love you, man. I think the first time I ever saw you, I don't know. I think I'd seen you around and stuff, but the first time like I saw your music and heard your music was when you were doing those what'd you call them, like the D&B beach or jungle beach?
Oh yeah, the D&B beaches.
NPC,
yeah.
Your NPC just chilling on the beach, banging one out.
Yeah, that was for COVID. So like everyone was in lockdown, and you know how like we had, I don't know if it happened over there, but we were only supposed to have a radius of like a kilometer or something.
Yeah,
I don't know what that is in sorry, I don't know American. Yeah, 2 football fields. So, but like my half of my kilometer is just beach. So I was just like, well, what am I gonna do? And then I just thought, well, it'd be nice to bring like outside to everybody else that's in lockdown, sort of thing. So that's sort of what the D&B beaches were, and then it was just a good excuse for me to take Anna and Maddie out, and just like they used to film it, and it was all live and things like that. So yeah, if you watch most of them, like you'll see the camera moving and shit, and that's because like Anna gets distracted and there's a dog, and she'll be like halfway through like pointing and bloody. So yeah, the good shirt. I'm Thanks for wearing that. That's nice. I used to like those shirts. I lost mine. I wore it to death, and that was it.
Yeah, repping the point 2 today.
Yeah, Mark's got the OG one. That was it. That was the original.
I think I got this. I don't remember how, but it was one of the live stream things you were doing. I don't know if it was for the URL.
Yeah, that was for Clownfest. The Clownfest I hosted that day.
And you had some kind of little competition, and somehow I won it.
Yeah, and I think Fnatic won the vinyl, and there's a couple of things I gave away, but yeah, that was good. That was stressful, man. I tell you what, that was so crazy. Yeah. And once again, I had to get up at like 1 a.m. to sort of bloody do it. So I did 8 hours, and I had all these lollies and everything everywhere here just to keep me awake, because I was just. But then I bloody I was so hypo from like just the adrenaline of doing it. Yeah. I was just like face palming lollies, and then just like by the end of it, I was like shaking.
That's what I was telling Mark before we went live today. I'm like, shit, I'm so excited for this. I don't think that espresso I had 30 minutes before going live was a good idea, because I'm over here like vibrating.
Yeah, I'm sort of just pummeling my cup of tea. This is the second one already.
Tea, y'all in your tea. Bloody hell.
Yeah, that's all I drink. I used to be like full on with coffee and that, but I quit it a couple of years ago, and yeah, now I just drink cups of tea, but like I drink a lot.
Why'd you quit coffee? Is there a reason, or?
Well, I went on this massive cleanse thing. So I just thought, like, you know, like I'm trying to get rid of all this shit that sort of was negative in that. And the thing with coffee was, because I was getting up so early every morning, I'd get to like 11 and I'd crash and I'd be really tired and that. Yep. And I'd be considering to like lying to myself saying, oh, well, if I just have more coffee, I'll be fine. But I realized when I stopped coffee, I always do random pointless shit like this. Like I'll go, oh, I'll quit coffee for a year. And I just sort of did. And yeah, I ended up with more energy and stuff like that. So
I might need to
I've
look at
just-
quitting coffee, man. Because I have that
trust
same
me.
thing where I pound them back in the morning to wake up and get ready for work or whatever. And then I
Yeah.
get to work, and like for the first couple hours, I'm like,
Yeah, charging.
running around
But then
like
you
a
get that like
maniac.
shitty headache as well, and you get
Yeah.
tired. And yeah, trust me, man. Like, I don't drink like soft drinks and that. I only drink sparkling mineral water. So,
Me too. Me too.
yeah, like that's it. So I just thought, and I know my wife will tell you, tea just has as much caffeine as bloody coffee, but it's a different caffeine. It's not like percolated or some shit.
It really
So
is, and it's
different.
less acidic too, so it's a little gentler on your stomach and your whole system as a whole. The tea
Yeah, well,
is.
exactly. And sometimes I like to mix it up, so I'll have an infusion or something, like something la-di-da. Like,
Infusion. What are you infusing it with? Cannabis?
like chamomile or some shit. That's what they
Oh,
call
okay,
infusion.
okay.
Things you don't add sugar and milk and all that crap.
I
Too.
just
They're
picture you with like
infusion.
a coffee with like pieces of cucumber in it, like they
There's
do with
some
the
distillery bubbling away or some shit.
Yeah. What the fuck? Y'all take fucking tea very serious over there.
Yeah, I'm very passionate about that shit, man. Don't start saying it's tea when it's an infusion. You know what I mean?
So I'm gonna backtrack to the song, the one we played at the beginning. I can't think of the fucking
Gazzle Sharky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you bribe Maddie to do the dancing and wear the mustache? What did you bribe her with to get her to do that? And also, I noticed towards the end, there's one video where you're like dancing and stuff, and she just slowly creeps out of the frame.
yeah, she loves all of this shit though. I think, like she'll be like, "Yes, Dad," and then she's probably like, "Oh my God," like 20 years from now, it'll be like child abuse or something.
You should when she gets married one day, you should play that at the ceremony.
100%. But
at her high school graduation, play that shit.
Everything we do here is like as a family, you know what I mean? So like Anna was filming it, and so that's why I used to like these challenges. So I used to really get into them because like it's just an excuse for me to do things with Maddie and Anna and that. And like Maddie, like she came on when we had the interview with Dom. She's been a backup dancer for a few of my videos and stuff like that. I was saying the other day, like one of the best memories I have is like she used to be my studio assistant. But so when I used to film stuff, she used to come in and like, and that was it's always been a thing. So, and now she wants to do music like for a job and all of that. So
that's awesome, man.
But yeah, so she doesn't take much bribing, but yeah, sometimes it's like just get it, do it. Like
get your kids into music, and they won't have money for drugs.
Yeah, 100%. She wants a drum kit, man. She's a drummer, so she wants his drum kit. But like in our house, there's no way in hell. So it's just like, maybe do something different then, or something you can have headphones in or something.
But these synthesizers I already have over here.
But that's the thing. Like like I said to her, I'll teach her to DJ. She's not excited by that at all. Taught her. I said I'll give her like a drum machine because I thought maybe if she wants to be a drummer. No, she just wants to bash it out, and she's so good at it.
Physicality of it too.
Yeah, she's probably like just pitches me on every snare hit. Douche, stuff you, Dad. But yeah, no, she's got really good rhythm in that. Like we just had she had a like performance for school and that. And she nailed it, man. Awesome. I was like, holy shit, like, so yeah, it's good.
Before long, you're going to sell all of your drum machines and you'll just be sampling her.
Yeah, that's what I said to her. We need to make sample packs. But she's like, well, where's me friggin' drum, Dad? And it's like, yeah, maybe not.
Oh, yeah, that again. You won't let that down, will you, Maddie? Yeah, I love it that you guys got like, it's like the whole music and the creativity and stuff is like a family thing. I think that's so special, and the fact that your family wants to get involved with it is excellent too. Like my people here, they're just like, oh fuck, please quit making those noises.
Yeah, they don't really listen to my music or anything, but when I do like the like the videos and things like that. Like I love having them involved, and they're usually
Oh,
it's usually
yeah.
a bit of a laugh and that. So I don't even think my wife's ever heard actually any one of my trainings, to be honest. But she's supportive. She'll be like, "Woo, you go, Gaz." She just thinks I make noises in the like even
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Like I'll be like, oh, "I've got a release coming," and she'll be like, "Oh, okay," and she just tells people like, "Yeah, he just makes noises in this room, and that's about it." So
Him with his toys in his little closet.
yeah, pretty much the plinky plonky things, and then but she's supportive. Like she'll be like, "Whoa, that's awesome, that's exciting," and
Don't
but,
sound too excited, babe.
yeah, but yeah, Mads is just like yeah, it's like she's like a sponge. She's like me. Like I call her Gasm 2.0 because like she has like this huge knowledge of music. Like I'll tell you, she has done and she does. She beats a music teacher in the quizzes and that at school. And because she's just like straight away, she knows all these tunes and it's crazy. Like she's full on. So
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I love it. So I guess we could get into the interview.
yes. Oh yeah, actually now we can go live. Oh
yeah, oh, shit. Mark, you forgot to hit the go live button, Mark. No. So just want to get to know, the whole point behind these is kind of just to get to know people around the Clown Army and stuff, different artists around the Clown Army and their background, their creative process, and just about them musically and stuff. I think it's kind of been a cool project because out of each interview we do, we kind of get a little bit that we never knew about these people. And also it gives us a chance to show the artist love, like just give a spotlight on you for the day, So yeah, it's been really fun.
That's
and
why
stuff.
I'm so shiny. The spotlight is like shiny.
All right, I'm gonna interrogate you, motherfucker. Tell me about your childhood. No.
Oh God.
Right. No, but I guess the first thing I'm really interested in is, like what first drew you into like electronic music and stuff, like where did that all start from you and what like
like I mean music's always been massive for me. Like I've always just been like I used to I draw heaps. So like back in the day before the internet and all of that stuff, I used to just sit in the bloody bedroom and draw and listen to music and that. Yeah. And I don't like guitars. I don't like the frequencies that a lot of guitars are at. So like, and back in the day, like heavy metal and that used to really scare me, sort of thing.
As Mark, they're wanking on him.
Aren't they? A bass is okay. It's that like I don't know, that real screechy high noise. I'm just not a massive fan of it. I don't know.
What Mark doesn't know how to play the guitar. He just likes to hold them.
Yeah,
stroke it back and forth.
Well,
I think it was.
You don't like metal?
Nah, not at all. Oh, I mean, I do. I like some punk. I like punk. But I like the drumming more so in punk. Like old school Blink, with Travis and that I kind of really get into.
Nice.
I don't mind some of the Metallica stuff and like I have an appreciation for some of it, but like all in all, it's just too that frequency, that noise, it just really irritates me. So
whining kind of high
pitch. Like I don't know, and it just I don't know. Like and they all used to have long hair back in the day, and I just never really got it, and skin tight jeans, and I don't know. Like it was just all a bit weird for me, So
yeah.
So I used to get into like. Well, back in the day, like, there's a guy over here called John Farnham, and that was the first concert I went to. He's not like anything like he's just a like I don't know. He most people might know him in England, but probably not in America. He was just sort of for the mums and that, but he had these like it was like synth orientated, and I used to listen to Michael Jackson a lot. So like. Very synth sort of drum machiney sort of vibes and E17 like I used to love E17 which once again sort of like music and then like Prodigy sort of came about and things like that. So I've just always like and then I got into hip hop like 90s hip hop and stuff like that.
I love my 90s hip hop, man.
Yeah, like even to this day I still love 90s hip hop, man. Like but I mean,
my
I still live in
go-to
that
at work.
moment. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, like I'll be driving down the road, like just to get shopping and that, listening to Biggie and just being,
Yeah.
But,
I got a side story real quick. I was at work the other day, and I was working in this vacant apartment, and I had my music on, and I was listening to just a Tupac mix, right? And I was painting, doing some painting and stuff, and somebody came into the room. I had the room I was working in, the front door shut, and right as they opened the front door, and mind you, there's like a group of like 20 old people sitting out right outside the door. That Hit 'Em Up song played, the beginning of Hit 'Em Up started. So he's like, yeah, that's why I fucked you, bitch. I'm like, oh shit, hey, sorry.
yeah, exactly. Well, because I always worked in kitchens, I had to sort of not listen to that kind of stuff. So, because it had to be sort of okay, even though like we're in the kitchen just swearing every two words.
Yeah, right.
The radio, it's all like the best of the 80s and 90s and shit. But, yeah, and I think that's another thing, because like even Mark will tell you, and he says it quite a lot, like music is just the backbone in the kitchen. Like you have to have it.
Yeah.
So you just live for music,
I've
and
worked
that's
in
like
kitchens where there's no music playing, where they had a policy of no music, and it was fucking torture, man.
Yeah, I've been
the
in ones like that.
atmosphere was really toxic feeling.
It's
Everybody was
shit.
pissed.
Yeah, because like you're spending like 14 plus hours a day, you have to have music, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And because I was a chef for 25 years, so like that's what got me into like listening to like a lot, like DJ sets and things like that, like a lot, because you could just put on like 4-hour sets and that would sort of set the mood for the morning and that. But yeah, so like my whole life has just revolved around music, basically. Like it's the one thing I default to. As I always say to everyone, I could have nothing else in a house, but as long as I have music, because I don't care about TV. I mean, video games, I could deal without, like all of that crap. And as long as I got tunes, I'm fine. I can sort of survive,
On a desert island, but you got to have music.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. Well, otherwise I just end up singing, and nobody needs that. Like,
we heard you singing at the beginning of the show. We know what that's.
I tell you, imagine that for like just continuously all day, and I never know the words to songs, so I'm always just freestyling shit. Like I just make it up, sort of thing. So like I'm banned from singing at home because Anna says I ruin all her favorite songs. So,
I love it.
So yeah, but yeah, so I don't know. And then obviously, I mean, I started DJing in '94 when I was 14. I got my first belt drives. So, and then I just went from there onwards, sort of thing. So, yeah, it was just as soon as I heard some acid techno back in the day, like very early, probably about, I remember being in year 8, so 92. And I just heard it. Oh, Fortuna, Apotheoses. That was the first track I heard. And I was just like, what the fuck is this, man? Like, what? It just like my whole like life changed as soon as I heard that. And I just needed to hear more, And back then it was like full on underground. You had no, like, you just had to get, like, I got given a tape. And I reckon I played that tape like a zillion times.
The sucker's worn out.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, and then that just sparked it all.
What did DJing look like for you back then? Like were you DJing at like parties or clubs or where were you DJing?
That was probably most of my, well, back then I didn't, like, I got these belt drives and then they got taken away from me because my parents didn't end up buying them. My mate gave them to me and he said you can have them, and then because my parents went to England and when they came back they were supposed to give me money and then they didn't, so I ended up giving them back. But all, like, my mate got them, so I used to just go around my mate's house all the time and just like use them, sort of thing. So for the first, like, God, it would have been a couple of years, I didn't even have turntables, but I had the biggest record collection out of all of us, so everyone used to invite me over so that they could use my records, sort of thing. And
hey.
Yeah, it worked, I tell you. And I was hungry, man. So
everybody's happy.
Yeah, every time I used to go over there, I was just like focused on trying to learn how to do it, kind of thing. And then, yeah, slowly but surely, like started mixing at parties, house parties and stuff like that.
Nice.
And then got a like couple of club gigs and things like that. And then fast forward a bit later on and then got residency in a nightclub and did a bit of that. And then I had to give it up because I became a chef and basically was always working. So just never did it basically.
Damn.
And then, but I've always had like CDJs or turntables. So I used to do it at home and that, but not much. And then about 10 years ago, I started again. Oh, it would have been a bit longer, 12 years ago or so. I was doing a podcast on iTunes. I did a podcast on iTunes for 3 years where I just sort of like each month I explored different genres and I would do it each week.
You can still find like out on the internet somewhere?
Nah, that's what sucked. I had to delete them all and I didn't keep them because I was like, well, they're going to be on iTunes. But with iTunes, I don't know if it's changed, but you had to have a host. So you had to have somewhere to host it. And so I was paying for like a website sort of thing to host it. And I just gave it up. So a lot of them were lost, which was spewing. It was called Freestyle Frolics. And it was just, literally each week I just grabbed like 20 tracks and I would just explore like a genre for a month, but like subgenres each week sort of thing.
Nice.
So it was like I did that for 3 years, but then my wife had a stroke and the noise irritates her sort of thing. Yeah. So I had to stop that. And that's what started me producing because I'd always wanted to produce. But one of those things, I mean, I did dabble and things like that. And I went to SAE and got a bachelor's degree in audio production and that. But that wasn't going to be really production. Yeah. I did my bachelor's. I was the first one in Australia because they'd been doing it in the UK because SAE is worldwide. But we were the first ones in Australia to do the bachelor's degree. So,
nice.
But my intentions were not to do production so much. It was more to do studio work and things like that.
Right.
But then
I almost got into that, and I don't know what changed my mind, but I wish I would have because now I'm just over here tweaking the compressor violently while it's in bypass. Maybe I would have learned about the bypass switch.
Yeah. No, I mean it was good, and I really enjoy it. But like even I noticed, like I did it in 2009 is when I finished, and then I had time off because I actually got a job in a studio doing post production for like a kids channel over here, ABC radio and the TV. And, but the work was just so like you'd work one weekend, earn like heaps of money and then you wouldn't work for like 3 weeks or so. And Maddie was just being born then. So I was like, well, I just got to go back to work. So I went back to chefing and that. And then I was just doing my chefing and then, and I had a stroke. So I had to quit my work to go and look after her. And I said, well, I'm going to use that same energy to then start learning about synthesis and teaching myself synthesis and things like that. So, that's what started me kind of producing and things like that. So, and here I am.
I love what Dynamix just said.
Is it Dynamix, Dynamax, Dynamics?
Dynamics.
Denomix.
I'm really sorry, Alan. One day I'll pronounce your name right. I swear to God.
Alan's such a lovely guy, though. He just goes with the flow. He's like, hey, I've been called worse. Just don't call me late for dinner.
He loves it. I always do it to him because, it's just funny. Dynamax, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, so you were saying you had gotten into the production side of things and stuff. And when was that? Like what year or whatnot was that when you started producing?
Literally I just put up a post on my thing, a noodle I did with the TD3, and the TD3 was the first thing I ever bought that was hardware and like to start my production shit. Because originally what I thought I was going to do was just drop beats from my CDJs and then like wang the knob sort of thing. Yeah. But it just like obviously that was like I was
The
lying
tip
to
of the
myself, thinking
iceberg.
that's the first thing I was going to buy. So yeah, but so that was, we're going on nearly 9 years now, because I think the TD3 just sort of come out about a year before that. So yeah, so about 9 years, like, properly. I did dabble back in the day, and this is what stopped me wanting to go from a door. I used Reason 1 and Reason 2 originally, but I had a computer and it blew up. Like, literally, I was there and it, like, a puff of smoke and all of, like, literally what you think. Yeah, like, couldn't handle the beats, you know what I mean? Just like, boom, just blew up. And so I got really shitty, and I was like, well, I'm never going to go back to that. That's why I was, like, adamant about going doorless and that.
Yeah.
And I actually, because I was scared to actually make drum and bass or, like, jungle and that, because I just didn't think I'd ever be good enough. And I remember I spoke to this one dude who I went to school with, who I looked up to, and he was like, I showed him one of my tracks, and he's like, why aren't you making, like, drum and bass? Like, why aren't you just trying to do that? And I said, well, you know, like, I'm not good enough. The techniques are crazy and all of this shit. And he's like, but, like, he couldn't get his head around that I wasn't actually trying to do that. And so that's really what kind of made me click. Like, it was him. He just sort of, the way he talked to me, he was just like, what? Like, what do you mean? And I was just like, well, I'm not good enough. And he's like, how do you even know? And it just kind of, I sounded so stupid to myself that I was just like, well, hang on, I got to do this. Like, I got to try it, you know? And that's sort of what really started me to do it. Because up until then, I was just like, I don't know how to kind of do it properly and all of this stuff. So, but yeah, that's what kind of kicked that in.
Shake that man's hand.
What was that?
I said I need to shake that man's hand for having that talk with you, honestly.
Yeah. It was like a life-changing talk. It was really weird, eh? Because up until then, I was just like, I wasn't going to do it. That's why I was making Finger Boys. But, you know, that's there because I just said, like, and it seems so stupid looking back on it now, because it's just like, yeah, like, I should have just been doing that, you know? But,
Right.
yeah, so that's sort of what kicked that in. And then, yeah, I got a proper computer and things like that, and just started going for it, you know?
Well, I'm glad you did, man. You make some fucking fire.
Literally, and I think that's a good segue to let's listen to something that Gaz has made, shall we? So Gaz has put a playlist together for us. There's 4 tracks in there, and I'm just going to play the first one.
Woo!
God damn. I gotta catch my breath, man. What is it? Sounds like Vinga bus is coming. Oh man, that was heavy, man. That was heavy. I don't even know where to start with my favorite part of it, but I guess I'd have to say my favorite part about drum and bass. I mean, the drums. Yeah, I love the drums. They're real intricate and just intricate and complex, and how it's so there's such a groove and it's so fast and stuff. But it's the bass for me that does it. I'm one of those guys. I can't dance. I have one dance move, and that's to fall into the DJ booth. So I don't even try to dance. I'm one of those guys that pulls up to the bass bin and just like, yeah, you know. And that would be one that I would totally just be fucking holding on to, like fucking bass bin. I'd be flopping behind it like a flag, man.
Yeah, I mean that's all for me. Drums and bass. Like I love bass. Like that's it. You know what I mean? That's as I say. Like that's why, as I say, like guitars, that frequency's too high up for me. Like I'm just all about. I love a good low end. You know, I love a good tight low end. So that's how it is. You know. But yeah, I love doing drums. That's the thing. Like drums excite me. That's sort of what makes me like when I grab something, I always start off with the drums. And like I heard a long time ago, and this is sort of how I do it. This is why I probably like it's full on, like to most people, like they hear my stuff and probably go, "What the fuck," you know? But it's because like I got told if you can just have drums and they make you want to dance, then like you pretty much like that's
you're
there sort of thing before you've even started.
Yeah.
So generally, like I'll make a 16 or 32 bar loop of just drums, and then I'll add my basses over that and things like that. So that's sort of why my stuff's so hectic, I suppose, sort of thing. I'm trying to fix that. Lately I've been trying to become a bit more musical, like trying to work on my musicality sort of thing. But yeah, so less emphasis on like trying to jam in as much as possible, and trying to make more of a musical thing sort of thing. I'm getting there with that. That's a bit harder because that actually takes skill. I have no real like music training. I mean, I did with my bachelor's degree, but I forgot it all. So I'm like learning a lot of that stuff again as well, and trying to learn. Like I have no idea like F minor and all of those things. So I'm not one of those.
For Ableton, I'd just be lost.
yeah. I got on my phone. I wrote all these cheat sheets. So then I'm always looking at them, going, "Oh, what is that? Oh, yeah, that's right," and trying to like mash the key to it and stuff like that.
That's brilliant.
But yeah,
I put little stickers across my keyboards with all of the notes.
Yeah, I wanted to do that, but I just never done it. Actually, I should try and do it. But most of the time, I'm sequencing anyway, so I'm never actually like playing too much, you know, because like I got sausage hands, man. They ain't made for like hitting keys. I can tell you that.
Oops, didn't mean to hit that. Oh, oops.
Yeah, lots of happy accidents, man. That's it.
No, but I think that starting with the drums and then for me at least, I also start with the drums and then work in the bass and stuff. I think it's important, at least in my mind, because you get the groove going. Yeah. And if you don't 100%. Have that groove, then, once you lock that groove in, like you were saying, everything else just falls into place almost,
Yeah. Yeah. Like, as I say, I can't remember who said it, but I read it and it was like, if you can dance without anything else but the drums should make you want to dance. And that's how
just
it is.
All by themselves. That's actually really good advice in my mind.
Yeah. And it's true. Like if you can get that, so you're just kind of nodding your head or whatever, then you're there, like then it's just all like peripheral icing on the cake sort of thing.
Yeah. So you kind of were starting to say about like your creative process and stuff. That's funny you started saying that. That was my next question. Like you start your track with the drums, you get your bass going. Like tell us more about your process.
Well, I mean, this is the thing, and I don't know. I think because I've been a DJ for so long, I find it a lot easier to sort of make these tracks. Like, I don't use reference tracks. I don't like try and sound like anyone else. I literally, and I tell everyone this, like, I literally like just sit there and I'll think, like, I'll play it and I'll just go, what do I need next? Like, what would make me want to dance, or what's the next thing that would be like suitable for this track, sort of thing. You know, it took me a while to get arrangements sort of to kind of not sound so like crappy, sort of thing. But yeah, like, and I suppose that's maybe why sometimes as well my stuff is a little bit hectic, because like I'm always listening and then I'll go, oh, it just needs this bit here, and then that can flow onto this bit, and then that bit will do that. And that's all it is. It's just exactly what I just want to hear. Like, and like, I literally just close my eyes and just go, like, I'll play it and just go, now it needs to do this. Like, this is what it needs. Even with that track, like, you can hear, and drum and bass is very repetitive, like, anyway, because it's a DJ kind of thing and stuff like that. And because it's so full on, you don't want to have like 100 different turnarounds and changes and things like that. But I still try to sort of have like an ebb and flow, or like a, like I'm trying to bring back the second drop. So like in that track, you can hear like it gets like usually drum and bass is one drop and then they mix out of it, or like it's just the second drop is the same thing repeated, sort of thing. And back in the day, it never used to be like that. Like, they used to have 7-minute tracks, 9-minute tracks, and they all told a story, sort of thing. Like, there'd be like, you know, changes and things like that. So I've been a big fan of trying to bring back the second drop, sort of thing. So make it change and do different things and things like that.
To take
which
people
is pointless.
on like a journey.
Well, yeah, but it's pointless because most people won't even hear it. Like, they won't get to that part if anyone's DJing it, sort of thing. But still,
DJs
I mean,
tend to pick that main beat out of there, and maybe one
or
drop.
whatever. But it's just how my brain thinks. So like, I just get bored if I'm listening to the same thing continuously, and then it breaks down, and then it just goes back into the same thing. You know, like, it's just like. Like
take me somewhere else. We've been there. I want
like,
to go see this now.
You know, like, have something.
I just pictured that meme where they're poking it with the stick, saying, "Do something."
Yeah, do something. Yeah, exactly. But that's what it is. But like, I even get told by like my mastering engineer and that, like, he'll be like, "Don't bother. Like, it's no point. Like, people will mix out of it before then. Like, there's no point." But it's just, I can't. Like, I need.
But there is a point, because I mean, that's what, for the DJs, that's what they do. But then for the people that hear that, maybe however they hear it, maybe they hear it that 1.5 minute in a DJ set, they're gonna be like, "Damn, I like that. I want to get that," and they'll go maybe find you.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's,
you know, so it is a point. Maybe not for the DJs, but for the people that are consuming your music, you know.
Well, especially now Spotify and streaming such a thing. A lot of my labels won't put on Spotify, so it sort of defeats the purpose. But it's sort of how I think about it, though, because you usually just put, like, I don't listen to Spotify, I never have, but I can imagine people just put on a playlist or whatever, or like whatever, and it just continuously plays. So people aren't just. I mean, I know most people are probably swiping left or whatever. I don't know what they do on Spotify, but I could imagine, like, but once again, from coming from kitchens, like, you just let it play. And so, like, if a song plays, it plays, you know what I mean? So, and I think that's a big thing now. Like, yes, there is DJs that play it out and play it like in sets and that, but I think there's just as many people now that listen to, like, set and forget. They just put a radio on or whatever and just have it playing in the background. So, and yeah, like, you want to have some sort of like, oh yeah, well, I always used to like those tracks that were like, you're listening to it and then you go, is this the same fucking tune or what?
Right.
And it is.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? And they used to be the tunes back in the day I used to love, man, because you'd just be like, you know, like Papua New Guinea and things like that. And you're just like,
but it's like, surprising too. It's not predictable. You know, it's not as predictable.
And if you're not really focusing on it, you turn around and go, is this the same bloody track or what? And it is. And you're just like, oh my God. Like, you know, like that to me is sort of like what I like, you know, and that's what rave music and that back in the day sort of used to do. And I used to love that shit, you know, like Prodigy was good at it and things like that. But
And speaking of DJs, you would think tracks like that would make it easy for the DJ because they could just let the track play for 5 minutes, however long, and then mix on into the next one.
You'd think so, but it's because, I don't know, like the drugs have all changed, I think, so people don't have the same attention span anymore. I don't know, like
but it is motherfuckers.
Yeah, like drum and bass, man, like people mix like 38 tunes in 20 minutes or something, and you're just like, man, just let it play. Like, you know, like, I don't know, I'm not a big fan of mashups and things where you have like,
don't tell Mark that
all in one. But no, well, like I like that, but like, yeah, like not just like, I like them to breathe and like have, because I used to love dancing and I used to love the dance floor and I used to love everything about it. So like, you know, and that kind of, you need the journey sort of thing. You don't just want to start off and have like, you know, like everything mashed in together. And because if I hear one track, I go, oh my God, I want to hear that tune. But then if it's like all of a sudden they mix into something else, you just sort of like, oh man.
Wait, hit rewind, go back.
Yeah, 100%.
It wasn't done.
You know? And then in drum and bass, you can call the rewind, but that's even worse because they'll rewind it and then start mixing in something else straight away. And you're just like, oh man, like I wanted the actual bloody tune. Like, so, yeah. But.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that was it. I was just trying to think, but that's all I got.
So like, you must be doing something right? Because you've got stuff like tunes and stuff that are signed on labels and stuff like, right?
Yeah. I'm sort of really, really lucky. Like, I've had a lot of people like really kind of take me under their wing, and sort of take a lot of time to help me. And I'm very thankful for those people. What a lot of people don't understand is as I say, like I don't have anything really going on in life. I have to care for my wife. And like what I said sort of at the start was like, I said to myself, I used to do like 80-hour weeks in the kitchen and I was really working towards being an executive chef and kind of making lots of like headway in that. But when I had to stop, I said to myself, well, I want to put that energy into music and see how far I can push it and how far I can go. And everyone that's sort of helped me to get to where I have been has just sort of like fueled me on and motivated me to keep going. And I also try and teach my daughter that like, you just got to follow your dreams. Like, and this has always been my dream, you know? So I've just been really lucky in that way. Like, there's been a few people at the start that really, really like helped me. The Clown Army and Mark especially. He kind of gave me that platform, and all the Clown Army really backed me, which was really nice. And that was like, I'll always be grateful for that. And then people like Dean, who really took time.
Amazing human.
Yeah, like he and Tony, they took the time to sort of really help me to like learn and not judge me and like really take time, like that they didn't have to, sort of thing. And then
a side note with just, you made me think of it with Tony. It's way back years and years ago when I was first, you know, getting into the Clown Army or whatever. And I think I threw a post into the group, you know, like, fuck, I suck at EQing and, you know, mixing and stuff. Like, anybody got any pointers? Just one of those like generic posts to get like tips and tricks from people kind of thing. Yeah. And, you know, all sorts of people, because the Clown Army's lovely, were putting comments in and stuff. And Tony Duncan's like took the time to make an entire demo video for me.
Yeah.
Just randomly. He just sent me this video randomly, and it was fucking so insightful. And to this day, I have that saved, and I refer back to it. Like, if, you know, when I'm trying to do the mixing part of stuff and the EQing and compression and stuff. And to this day, I refer back to it, you know.
Yeah, like like it was kind of that triangle of people that really sort of started pushing me to get better and do better things. And then after my first Clown Fest, which was Clown Fest 2, I missed the first one because that was only like 1 day, or I think 1 day, 2 days. Rookie. That was when Mark couldn't handle it.
Yeah, still wearing his diapers.
Like, whatever. But so, so the second one I got in, and I was like, The second one I got in, and I remember it took me like 546 hours to make the tracks for. I timed myself for the Clown Fest, and obviously I was really proud of it and all of this shit. So I hit up a label, Kevlar Beats, and the label owner was like, "Oh, look, man, like they're good, but like you got to kind of get a little better and things like that." And he was really nice, and he said to me like, you got to ask yourself like what you can bring to things as well, and that really kind of pushed me again. And then I did Clownfest 3. And that didn't take 546 hours, but I remember like that bombed. I was like about a week before it was due, and it all sounded shit. Like all my mixes were muddy and like they were off and all of this. And I sent it to Dean, and he was just like, and I was almost gonna quit. Like this had almost broken me. And Dean just said to me, he goes, "Look, just stand back, take a day off. Like, come back to it and you'll be fine. Like, trust me." So I did, like, against all my kind of like thing. I thought, nah, Dean, like, I got to keep going, but I didn't. I was like, all right, I'll listen to him. And then I came back and I fixed it and it worked. And so I thought, oh, well, I might hit up another label. And my dream label, because one of the first records I ever owned was from 24 Carats. Yep. So I messaged Danny, and I said to him, look, like, I know I'm probably not at the caliber of where 24 Carats is, but even if you could, like, just let me learn or something. I said, and I remember distinctly, I said, sometimes you just got to shoot for the stars, And Danny then just plonked me in the group in 24 Carats, and I was just like, oh my God. And I'm just like fanboying it in like the group chat and all of this. Didn't want to say anything and all of this stuff, but and then Danny sort of helped me to sort of really get my legs up and keep going. So that's sort of how I got to the labels, and like just willing to learn and just being respectful to like the 24 Carat crew and things like that. And like now I'm just sort of in a nice place where I only really write for labels. Like I don't, whenever I'm writing tracks, they go to labels. I don't self-release. Very rarely I'll self-release, or I don't know. That's really kind of a nice thing. And
it's good problem to have.
It's nice. Like the thing is I keep going, oh, I'll just maybe take a break, and then something will happen, and like I'll start writing more stuff. So I keep saying to my wife and that, like, I'll just keep going until people don't want to hear me anymore. All right.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, I hope not. Like, I'm trying to always get better and trying to keep growing and always trying to learn. I'm never at a point where I'm like, I know everything and all of this shit. Like, I'm the first to say, like, I have no idea most of the time. Like,
if you're at the point of I know everything, you're probably in the casket. That's my theory.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's even like chefing. I did that for 30 years. I still know nothing, man. I just wing it every day. Like, but like.
That's sweet what Tony said down there. Gaz and Dean are the two brothers I never had.
Yeah, like they're family, And and then that's talking of family. Then the Inspire family, Twigs and Axonal, especially Twigs and Axonal, they took me under their wing, and then Danny Jenk, the same thing. And Inspire family is like a really nice family to be part of. Their whole ethos is like they're there to inspire. They're an inspiration, and they were really like another pinnacle people that sort of really helped push me to get to sort of where I was and things like that. So
I think I discovered them Twigs and Axonal because of you. And so then I started checking out their Saturday streams and stuff, and I loved it. I loved it, man.
The common theme is, and this is what I love about the Clown Army. Oh, and I got to give a shout out to Toast, because he saw me on a Clown Fest, I think, and then he put me in the creative KDK at the time, and that was like my first sort of real getting out there to DJ like sort of regularly sort of thing. And so yeah, there was a few, but the common theme is and especially with the Clown Army and that, or the people I seem to be surrounded with, they're all inspiring people. They're all people that are doing things. They're all humble people. They're all people that are like in it for the right reasons, I guess, like
and they're real. They're real people. They're
there's
accessible, I guess,
Yeah, well they're like me, like it's just,
exactly.
like, so, and they're the people that I kind of resonate with. It's like and that's why I always say, like, I just can't believe it. Like, and I know, like, this is what I hate is, like, I'll write a post and, like, it might seem like kiss assy or, like, thanks, guys, and you motivate me and all of this shit. But, like, that's what I was getting at. Like, it really does. Like, if I didn't have that, I wouldn't. I mean, I'd still be writing music or doing something, but not to the extent that I am, like, now,
Yeah.
So every time someone likes or says something positive, it adds to the ammo of just like, I got to get better. I got to do more things, and it's not me going, oh yeah, fucking oath, man, I'm sick. Like, it's the opposite. Like, I'm always like, I feel like imposter syndrome all the time. Like, cause I just know there's way better people out there doing stuff. And I always think like, how the hell did I even get here? Like,
well, I think that's such a common thing, the imposter syndrome. I feel like almost every musician, artist, whatever you want to call them, has that. Probably even the ones at the biggest in the world, have that same thing. They all feel the same. All the interviews and stuff I do, it's the common thing. We all kind of feel like I don't belong here. Why me?
Yeah,
but you're here because of a reason, because your shit.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, as I say, I just think it's just luck, like, and as I say, the just amazing people. It's like when I do make a release, like I've had some success in the releases, which I think's helped me with getting other labels and that. But I always say, and I always think to myself, like, that ain't me. Like, that's other people going out and buying my shit or sharing my posts and things like that. And I can't do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, and that, like, is why I'm just like so thankful for it all. Cause you really just, you can go, well, yeah, I know how to make music, but you still need those people to sort of big you up so that you kind of get out there, sort of thing, So,
or you're just making it for yourself, Yeah,
well, I mean, well, that's it. But, and there's nothing wrong with, like, this is the thing, like, we have the Cantina crew, which is sort of like a drum and bass, like offshoot of the Clown Army. It's not like an elitist thing or anything. It's just the people that like have sort of demonstrated that they want to be in it or whatever. And like, I forgot what I was saying now. I was bloody reading something and then I forgot.
That happened to me a couple times.
But yeah, like, I've got the Cantina crew and, that's just another supportive kind of thing. And they're all like doing their thing. Oh, that's what I was saying. And like, I fell into this thing of saying like, oh, well, if you want this released, like, you got to do it like this, or, trying to help people to get releases and that. But like a couple of them have said, but we don't want to do releases. Like, we just want to do this shit for ourselves and, make music that people listen to and like and things like that. And I kind of checked myself again, because it's sort of like, well, we're all in it for different reasons. Like, some people don't want to be on labels and don't want to do that. And some people just want to noodle and learn Euro rack and, all this other stuff. Like, and yeah, or Dean, who said he would never get into Euro rack.
Look at him now. Look at you now, Dean. Look at you now.
I remember, man. And I was like, nah, man, because when I had my Euro rack, and he used to be like, nah, I'm never getting into that. And so, yeah. But, we're all in our own journey, and that's the thing. And that's sort of what's cool. I like to say to people that, like, I'm honored to be a part of their journey if I am, because they're the ones that, like, yeah, they might not be searching for the same thing that I am. And that's cool. Like, we're all doing it for different reasons, but the thing is we're all doing it, and that's what unites us,
Hell yeah. Just get out and do it. Gene's got a lovely rack. Yes, he does. He's very. So, I'm going to ask the infamous question: when do you determine a song that you're working on is done? Like done sending it to the label or wherever you send it off to? Like what's that thing?
It's really funny. I always say I have no idea because I never do. But I'll just like, I'll just know. Like sometimes I'll even sit down and go, all right, today I've got to get this track almost done and like blah, blah, blah. And I'll sit down for like half an hour and then I'll just go, oh my God, it's done. Like, that's it. I can't do any more. Like, I don't know. Like, it just sort of, you just know. Like, I don't know. Like, the thing with drum and bass, which I'm sort of lucky for, is like you sort of mix as you go sort of thing, because you need to make sure that you can like fit all the frequencies in and hear the track sort of thing. I know other genres you can just sort of like go, oh, I'll fix it in the mix or whatever, but like it's intrinsically sort of like combined in drum and bass because you have to do that sort of thing. It might be rough and whatever, but yeah, like I'll just like, and I've done it a few times. Like, as I say, I'll be like, oh, I'm going to spend today to fix up this tune and like see how it goes. And then literally like half an hour later, I'll be like, oh my God, it's like, it's done. Like, so I have no answer to that. It's just, you like,
just know. Yeah. Do you ever come back and like, after you've determined like, hey, this song's done, on to the next thing, do you ever circle back to songs that you've deemed completed?
Yeah. I've sort of created a new workflow for myself. I hate most of my music. I hate my mixes. I hate most of the things when I listen to it. I cringe. I don't know, like they always don't sound right to me. And I'm sort of always like, I don't like them. So it's sort of weird for me. But lately I've been trying to, and I highly recommend people do this. I'll call a track done, and then I just put it away for 2 days. I don't listen to it. I don't think about it. And it kills me because like, and I'm getting better at it because it's obviously the first thing you want to do is play it to 1 million people and go, yes, listen to this. But I don't anymore. I sleep on it at least for 2 days, and then I'll come back to it and play it again. And usually then I'll determine if it's done, because usually you'll go, oh my God, that didn't work, or you'll fix something and then you kind of feel better about it. But I never used to do that.
Fresh ears too, though. You get fresh ears. Like, did you get that ear fatigue of just hearing it
over and over? Yeah, yeah. But I mean, obviously, like, what's up, Sibby? Yeah, the thing is, like, not to get too deep and meaningful about it, but they say that like with most things it's the idea that you fall in love with, so you get defensive about the idea. So when you play a track to someone that you've just made, you're kind of more in love with the idea, so to speak. So when people shut it down, like go, oh, the mix is a bit off or whatever, you kind of take it to heart and get defensive and whatever. But when you kind of detach yourself from the idea and let it kind of mellow out a bit, you're a little bit more like, can be constructive criticism about it. So you can sort of go, well, if someone goes, oh, it sounds good, but this doesn't sound right. If you've detached yourself from it, you can go, oh yeah, like 100%, you know what I mean? But when you're still in love with the idea, like someone goes, oh, the mix is a bit off, and yeah, it really kind of hurts, like, like, oh shit,
like daggers to the heart.
Yeah. So so I kind of using that now to think, yeah, like just detach myself from the track a bit, and then that gives me the fresh ears and the things to, so when people kind of go, oh, it's not as good, because some like some of the labels are pretty ruthless, like in their feedback. They don't sort of hold back, you know what I mean? You got to learn to get some thick skin when you're giving them to proper label owners and that.
I would be a mess. I'd be crying every time. Like,
yeah, like I've had some doozies. Danny Styles, like I love him to death, man. He's like a dad to me. But like, yeah, he tough love. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
really got to learn to kind of take it. Like he's said things to me like, I love everything. No, that 15 seconds that you've got after the first break, delete everything else around that and just start again with that 15 seconds. And you're just like, oh my God, man. Like, you know, you've just spent a month on this track and yeah. And like, he means it all with love, but yeah, like it hurts, you know what I mean?
That's
Like,
tough
and he
love,
just doesn't
man.
hold back. Like, but yeah, like, as I say, so that's another skill I've had to learn sort of thing of, taking things as like, not like you got to take it to heart because obviously, you know, but you got to, like, you
Don't let
like,
it break you.
That's my baby, you know what I mean? And then, but yeah, like, so.
What do you mean my baby's ugly? This is the cutest baby in the world.
Yeah, exactly. But so yeah, so now, as I say, part of my workflow is actually taking those 2 days off to then ask people for advice or feedback and things like that. Because it's a bit more fairer for them as well to be able to say. But that's what's good about most things. That's what I love about the URL. You know, it's you get that feedback. Like people they're not harsh, but they're not like some people like will tell you, and that's what's good.
Yeah.
You know, and once again, that's like what Dean and Tony, that's what they were good for, especially at the start, because like Dean knows like everything. He's just the oracle. So he'd be like, you know, that mix is muddy. And so I learned through sort of his way, sort of what's clean and things like that. I'm still nowhere near as good as him because like I always say like his snares will cut your eyeballs basically every time his snares hit, like I have to blink and I'm still not at that point, but one day I'll get there.
Speaking of Dean, you've done some sample packs, right?
Yeah. He's you know,
I forget if it was like for the Polyend or.
I've done a few. I've done a few now. I've done Digitone, Digitact.
What got you started into doing the sample packs and
well, I love, as I say, I mean, I love
that's the right term for them.
Yeah, the sample packs. I love doing sound design. That's like a massive part of what I love, and I'd love to do more. Like, and it was just sort of the same thing as with Danny when I approached Dean. I just said to him, you know, like, are these any good? And if you can use them, then that would be cool. You know, and he's just going, oh yeah, like, you know, like these are fucking sick, man. So I just keep doing them. I keep bombarding him with stuff because I'm always like, when people, this is sort of the thing with me, like, I don't write a lot of tracks all the time. I used to spend 12 hours a day just writing music and that. But now, like, I've learned that less is sort of more. So instead of like doing just music, I'll then do like some sound design. Like I'll work on a track for an hour and then I'll do sound design for an hour. Then I might pick some tunes for my set, for radio or whatever. So I'm not always just focusing on just writing the tracks, because I've also found that if you spend lots of time on the same thing every day, it's maybe not as good for you as doing half an hour of just like solid track work and then going off and doing something else. So
I think that's smart, man. It breaks up the monotony of it too a bit, and you know,
well, it allows you to have a break on
and
yourself
still be
as well.
doing stuff that's musical at the same time.
Well, yeah, and you don't burn out as quick, you know. Well, I don't anyway, because I've got like 100 projects always going at once. But like some of them, like even now, like I have my dining room sort of set up where I'm doing like my noodles and sort of like I've got my Machine Plus there and I bring out a synth or whatever, and I'll try and write a live jam. But then also I'm using that synth to make presets for, you know, and then I've got a track I'm working on or two, and then I'll have samples that I'm like editing. And so there's always like 5-6 different things going on at once. So
I don't know how you do it, man. My ADD is too strong. I need like one thing. to focus on.
But like as I say, it kind of allows you to be more flexible. Like you can go to yourself, all right, I'm going to do an hour of this, and then I'll go and do patching Eurorack for an hour, and you kind of, that's your fun time sort of thing. And even then, like even just have a break and then come back and do another hour of the track or whatever. Because once again, just fresh ears, like breaks are really, really important.
Yeah.
Like really important. I was always like, whatever, they don't know. Like I can do this for 8 hours a day. But yeah, like it's really, really important to have breaks, and for your own ears, but also just so you can come back. And usually what will happen is it's the first time I re-listen to a track that I'll be like, oh, this is terrible. I need to change this and this and this and this. And then I'll go away. Because you know how you do that, like you go to sleep at night and you wake up the next morning and go, oh my God, what was I doing the night before, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like the night before, you're like, this is sick, man. Like, you know, so I get them every day, like multiple times if I have a break and that. So yeah,
and I think it's important to realize that a break is important, because a lot of people might take breaks, you know, willingly or unwillingly, you know, and then feel in the dumps about it, like, I can't do it, you know, I give up, and you know, people get real negative about it. So I think it's also important to just understand that it's an important, you know, that's an important thing.
Yeah, like you got to allow yourself to do it. And the thing is as I say, like if you end up having a break but doing some more music stuff, it's not really a break. You're just kind of re-changing what you're focusing on, sort of thing. And you end up maximizing, like having more stuff, because you're doing lots of other things but with the same intensity. So like only an hour and you're like bang in straight into it, you focus for the hour. Whereas, you know, like if you're in there for 8 hours, you might be like, check Facebook and I'll just go and make myself a sandwich. And you know, like how much time is actually wasted in that 8 hours that you're supposedly working on tunes, you know. Whereas if you just do an hour, you're like bang straight away, that's all I'm focusing on. Yeah, so
yeah, I'm curious, what do you find is the hardest part in making music? Like what's the one thing that is just like a complete ball ache for you? You don't really look forward to doing that step or whatever you want to say?
Naming the track. I hate naming tracks. I'm usually like so good at naming shit. Like I name everything, right? Like my cat's got like 100 different nicknames. Yeah. I don't know, like I name every bloody thing. But when it comes to naming tracks, I just suck so bad. And naming albums, like I don't know, like
wait, you mean you don't have Final Mix 1, Final Mix 2, Final Mix 3, Final Mix?
What I do is, which is even worse, like I'll usually like I name the start of my track like kind of the vibe it is. So it'll be like, you know, like the one I'm working on right now is called Jump Around, right? But that won't be the end name because like Jump Around sucks. But it's sort of to make me feel like, so I know sort of what it is. So I have all these directories in my Ableton like directory, and none of them correlate with the actual name of the bloody tune at the end. So when I try to find the tracks, I have no idea.
Not this folder, not that one, not this folder. Fuck, which folder is it?
So it's usually like, yeah, like as I say, like it'll be like Jump Around. And then like I have a thing where at the end of a track, like when it's finished and 100% finished, I'll rename, like I'll save as and then name it like .2, like, you know, find whatever the track's called, and then I do collect all and save, and that's sort of like it for the sort of thing. But yeah, like as I say, it's never what I end up calling it, and I always struggle. Like I don't know why. I just hate naming tunes. I just suck at it. Like
me too. And my tunes are always named something related to marijuana, and I can't figure out why. I have no clue why.
But yeah, like I don't know, and I kind of actually did think about this on a little deeper meaning like level, but
tell me,
it's really sort of weird because you can there is sort of a lot of things behind naming a track. Like you could go abstract and just call it like, you know, Peter's Flying Dragon, or you could call it, you know, like if there's a vocal in there, you could name it after that sort of thing, or you could name it like what it invokes, the emotion or the thing that it like sort of is. So there's like sort of different angles you can go from to name the tune sort of thing. And so that's probably why, like, I overthink it, sort of thing. Like, you know, like I'll be like, I should just kind of go with my heart and just go, bang, it's called, you know, Pete's Flying Dragon or something. But, I don't know,
the first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah, like but I just struggle because I think sometimes, especially with like things with our vocals or like minimal vocals, like you can't really just name it the hook or whatever because like it's called boom chick wow wow or whatever, you know, like, so you try and overthink. I don't know, I suck at it, man. It's one thing I hate the most is like really trying to name everything, and then I don't want to come across as cheesy or like, you know, like you want things to have a bit of substance, but then I think sometimes they just don't, like they sound stupid and like, I don't know, like it sounds really stupid, but that's my most anxiety kind of thing of like producing, I reckon.
Well, too, I mean, especially I would say for you, because like, you know, if you're submitting tracks to like labels and stuff, you know, like the first thing they see is going to be that name before they even open it and listen to it. So it kind of gives a first impression, if you will, you know. And for a lot of people, even just for like me sitting at home listening to it, you know, I see this track that says, you know, Gasm's Big Fat Nuts. I'm going to be like, interesting.
Yeah.
Let's click
fast
on
forward.
that. You know?
No, fast forward. But like I don't know if other people struggle as much as I do, and I know I could use like random generators and all of this shit, but it's just like it is something important, like, and especially in today's world, like I'm from, you know, back in my day, and they always say you don't judge a book by its cover, but that's crap. Because you always judge a book by its cover. I don't pick up a book if it looks like shit, you know? Like, and that's like vinyl. Like when I used to go vinyl shopping, of course you look at the cover. Like it's like the main thing, you know what I mean? And especially coming from Australia, because back before the internet, you had no idea what the hell these tunes were called anyway, because like there was no internet, so you wouldn't even know. So if the cover didn't look banging, you'd just be like, yeah, whatever. Or you'd put it to the back and go, yeah, when I get to the end, I'll have a listen. But the first thing you look at is like the cover. And I was saying this the other day, like it's still kind of really important because especially for like my genre of music and electronic music in general, a lot of people are just flicking through Beatport or Juno or like, you know, Apple Music or whatever. And
something that grabs their attention.
Well, Danny said to us ages ago, like, I think there's like 2,500 drum and bass releases a week or a month or something. I think it's a week.
Wow.
And it's like, that's like, you know, like if you don't have something that grabs you straight away, you're just a thing. Like they just flick through like next page. So the title and the art to me is very like serious. Like it's not just like that's why I have a big issue with AI and that, because I just find AI artwork kind of generic and plastic.
Very much.
It shows laziness in the label, and when I see them, I kind of steer away from it. I'll go directly to the ones where I can tell, like generally it's graffiti based or urban artish. But I'll go for the ones that are like showing the time to sort of go, like
put the extra effort in, to put the effort in.
Yeah, like, and the name that's sort of catchy or something, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, once again, I probably overthink it though. Not everyone's like me, but that, as I say, that's honestly, that would be my hardest and shittiest part about writing tunes. So
that's the rest first of answer I got. That's the first answer that somebody's answered it that way.
Like the rest of it, I
like
enjoy
mixing, the mastering, or you know.
No, I'm an audio nerd, so I love mixing, I love mastering, I love arranging. The rest of it I love. Like, I have a workflow. I stick to my workflow. It seems to work. I I used to spend probably a month on a track, but now it probably takes, I could probably get one out in a day if I wanted to.
Nice.
But a lot of that's to do with my workflow though. So
You
just
found what
sticking
works for you, and you're running with
yeah,
it.
well, sticking to the same things, like Prism will tell you, or anyone who's collabed with me, I'm very like OCD about how I set things up in the door, and like I color code everything. I have everything in the same like hierarchy, every single track. I do the same processing when I learn things, like I'll add it to the sort of repertoire, but
Yep.
a lot of it's sort of, I've gotten to a point where I think my mixing is sort of not as good as it can get, but definitely like I'm on a winning sort of formula. So I just stick to that sort of thing. But yeah, the track names all the time suck.
So on kind of the opposite end of that spectrum of the last question, like, what was there through your whole music career or just your journey in producing and stuff, was there like a moment or a couple different moments that was like a flicking the light switch, like an aha moment, or something you learned that was just like absolutely a game changer?
Yeah, I get heaps of them though. Like, not as much as I do used to, but and I think you can hear it in my tracks. Like, not like probably most people can't, but there's definitely tracks where I go, this is where I leveled up with something else, sort of thing. Yeah, like I still to this day get aha moments, like 100%. I had one not so long ago, and it was, I think that's really sort of helped me. Even every single track I release, I'm like, oh, this is the best thing I've ever done. And then the next track will still be even better, sort of thing. So I always tell everyone, like, I'm still not where I need to be. I still got a lot to learn, and I still like nowhere near where I want to sort of end up being, sort of thing. But that's just, yeah, like I'm always learning and going, oh my God, like, why didn't I think of this? A lot of them are just common sense as well. That's what's really scary. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I have that.
Like, you just kind of go, oh my God, I do have to press the bypass button on the compressor. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh my God, this is life changing. And even now to this day, like, they're just common sense things that you just go, why the hell didn't I just think of this before? Like, but yeah, like, yeah. Even now I get them and I'm just like, shit. And hopefully they keep coming, because they're the things that just make you get better and better, you know?
Yeah.
But
yeah, I don't have aha moments right now. I'm like, I'm going to buy a new module. That's the only moments when I think when I'm like, I know what I need, a new module.
yeah. But you just wait till you start filling it up and then going, oh my God,
I need a new case.
Especially Eurorack, yeah. Should have listened to Gaz and got a bigger rack. But,
yeah, I went with what is it, the 24 EU or whatever.
Yeah, I tell you, man. That
I was just like, get two. I'm like, at first I was just gonna get the single row. He's like, nope, don't do it.
No, trust me. That's what they say about Eurorack. Always get the bigger size than what you think you're gonna need, because that's what you'll end up needing. But yeah, but nah, you do as well. Like, it's like that's why I love Clownfest, because there's like these times, like Dunamax is like one of them. Like, you'll have one Clownfest and then he nails it, but then the next Clownfest and you're just like, oh my God. And like, so many people do it. You can just see the level ups over that 3 or 4 months. And like, you might not notice it because they're not putting in URL tracks, or like they do, and you're slowly listening to the progression, so you don't. But then as soon as Clownfest comes, like, yeah, like you just go, oh my God, these people. And I reckon from like, as a group, the people that have been doing the Clownfest, like, you know, everyone that adds to them, but some of the ones that started off like, you know, 3 or 4, like number 2 or whatever, to now, you can see it, man. Like, just like, it's just crazy, you know, like the progression of people and things like that. So everyone, I think, is getting those aha moments, whether they know it or not. But and that's what's nice to see at those Clownfest moments, is you go, shit, like, you know, like
It kind of shows in their progression and in their work over time.
Yeah, like even if it's like a video, like the graphics are better or like more in depth, or like there's more thought in the actual set or something. There's people just leveling up left, right, and center.
I know I guess my aha moment for me in a way was, speaking of Clown Fest, was like when I decided I'm gonna jump off the cliff and do it live and just do a live stream for Clown Fest. That pushed me so hard, and having the timeline to do it in, it pushed me so hard to make the timeline and make it something interesting that just isn't like a repeated loop, And in the process of that 3 months, I think I learned more than in like 3 years, and now I'm kind of hooked on it. I'm like, no, I got to do it live. So I challenge myself every single fucking time to make it better and better and better and better.
Yeah, because that's the thing. I think even if it's just you get to know your gear a bit better, or like there's just so many aspects to what we do. And that's why I tell lots of people, like I've got a few people into the Clown Army now, and I tell them, you got to do this, man. Like it's just good. And I say this to everybody anyway. All of this is just processing. Like it's just a process. The more you do it, the better off you get at it. There's no point going like half a tune and then going, I suck, I'm not doing it anymore. Or, like, that'll do and all of this. Because like what I say to people is because then you get to the end and you go, oh, well, now I want to master, or I want to, like get this to sound as good as I can. And if you haven't done it like 100 times, the one track that you want to get and like nail it, you're still never going to get there because you haven't done the process 100 times. Right, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so you got to just follow through with your tracks, get to the end. If they suck, you go, oh, well, they suck. But the next one will be better. And you get to the end of that one and you go, oh, now like what I fucked up last time, I'll fix this time, sort of thing, Yeah. And that's sort of, it is just a process, like time and time again. Like that Chumbawamba song, I get knocked down, but I get up again.
Thanks, Gaz. Thanks. Now I'm gonna have that stuck in my head all day.
So I don't know. That to me is like, and the more you do that, the more aha moments you get, sort of thing,
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's a good moment to listen to a few. The next track from the playlist that you sent us.
Yeah, this track is like, this one I did a remix with Stepper Brown. He's a 24 Karat label dude. I added this one because I was really sort of proud of this one, because this is me sort of becoming a bit more musical sort of thing. He played a bit of it in the chat, and I said instantly I could hear it in my head, and I just said, man, send us this, like the stems, because I really want to do this. And I'm really sort of proud of this track. He just released this album like a couple of months ago, and I like not bigging myself up or anything, but I think I like this tune. I think it's a nice tune.
Let's hear it. Show us your bass face right now in the group. Nice. Woo. See,
Yeah.
I really liked it because it was dark and deep and heavy, but also kind of like beautiful and light on the top, you know, with the vocals and the like synthy sounds going on. It's like a
like as
mixture of dark and light there.
bit more musical, so that's sort of where I'm heading towards now, sort of thing, working on that sort of stuff. Like, yeah, just trying to be more musical, trying to be a bit different as well for drum and bass, like, you know, like because I don't listen to reference tracks and things like that, and because I'm lucky enough to do radio and I get sent like heaps of dubs and things like that, I'm getting like all the fresh sounds, so they always inspire me, sort of thing. But like they invoke like things in me, like I don't just go, oh, I want to sound like that or anything. I actually want to sound different than everything else, and I hope that like I sort of pride myself on not sounding like a lot of the other stuff, sort of thing. But still have to sort of,
man.
I have to sit in that sort of the box of drum and bass sort of thing, you know what I mean?
Right,
so
right.
But yeah, like hopefully, and a few people have said it, which is sort of what I pride myself on. Like they say they, as soon as they hear my track, like they know it's me, like even without knowing that it's me, sort of thing. And that's sort of what I pride myself in, you know, because that's what you want, your own sort of sound, you know. That's what it's all about.
I think you have a really unique sound, and I would agree with whoever said that, you know, that I know it's a Gasm or .2 track as soon as it starts. A couple seconds into it, I'm like, I think I know who this is.
Yeah, well, geez, man. As I say, hopefully that's a good thing half the time, because everyone could just be like, "Oh my god, this is shit."
No, in a good way.
But
in a good way, except for that one track you released. You know the one. God damn it! How dare you do that? But other than that one,
we just slide that one under the rug.
So, on the stuff you're making right now, are you like in the box with it? Are you like using hardware for it, or like a combination? Like where's
like still pretty much in the box. I use, it's funny because Alan just asked if I've got Serum 2, which I do. I'm just a big of like virtual synth like slut as I am hardware. So I have lots. Just because I'm a nerd, like I'm an audio nerd. I love nerding out to things. So I don't buy as much as what I used to, more because it slows me down now because I have to learn new things, which like it's exciting, but it gets annoying. But I use a lot of faceplant kilohertz stuff, just because it's the closest thing I found to sort of being like me, sort of thing. Which, if you've never heard of it, I definitely recommend faceplant. It has like it can be whatever you want it to be. It's basically a modular virtual synth. It has like every sort of form of synthesis, and yeah, like I definitely recommend having a look. It's the whole thing. I bought all the kilohertz. I'm basically a kilohertz like fanboy, but like I do use hardware though, especially because I'm making my own synth presets. So I like to, and I think that's why a lot of my sounds sound like me. I like to think, because I'll grab sounds from anywhere. This is why we're producers. We're not musicians, because a producer will go, and I look at Dre, and Dre's like one of the reasons why I kind of think like this is, you know, he doesn't play half of his music and stuff like that. He actually hires musicians, and they come in and they like noodle, or they'll like, he'll put a beat on and they'll sort of like, they'll do what they think. And then he'll go, that bit there is what I want. You come over here and do that again, and I'll record that. And that's sort of me. And
I
like,
love it.
Once again, someone told me, like, no one knows, like, you know what I mean? Like, if you rip something like from somewhere, as long as it's not like, you know, like blatantly ripping it off, but like, you know, like if you hear a like a stab or something, like no one's going to care if you got that from there. Like, as long as it's not, you're following the whole pattern of the track or whatever. But so like
using it as a jumping off point, you know?
Yeah, or like I'll go, oh shit, I know on my peak like for example, I have a Hoover that I love. So I won't go, oh, but it's hardware. I don't want to do that. I just grab it and I just record it and then I just bang it straight in because that's what I want.
Nice.
The quickest way for me to get a sound is the best way for me to do it. So
Nice,
that's how I go with all of that. Yes, sometimes I might use like get a sample pack. A lot of the time I try and use electronic sound samples. So
Me
a lot
too.
of my tracks have electronic sound samples. But yeah, part of me trying to make my own sound is just me making sounds all the time and then just going, oh yeah, like I'll remember that that's there, and one day I'll be like,
this will be
oh,
good
I
for
need
that.
Yeah, and then I just go straight for it. But I don't like sit there and go, I'm gonna make. That's why I force myself to do the live like music one sort of thing that I put on Facebook, because that sort of forces me to just use like hardware, and I like doing that to prove to myself that I still can do the sounds that I want just with hardware, or like in the box.
Right.
So
I can do it either way. I got it.
Yeah, I mean, if my cat farted and it sounded sick, I'd record it and I'd use that. You know what I mean? Like, because I'd just be like, that's it.
Is that the source of the bass from the song we just heard? Is this
that was my wife.
A slip? I'm telling on you.
But like the I think everyone has to think like that. As I say, and we're not musicians, most of us, meaning we're not like making concertos from pianos and that. We're trying to sequence beats. We're trying to, and you're an idiot if you go, I'm not going to use that because it's a sample. It's like, why? Like, like as long as you're not ripping off anybody, or you're not like, I mean, if that's what you want to do, then that's your thing as well. Like, whatever, just make music. But for me, like, it's like, I come from the b-boy culture. So like graph and, like hip hop and like drum and bass is all about, well, drum and bass, maybe not so much, but it's all about originality. It's all about being you and like, being like, that's the attitude you bring with you sort of thing. So I try to bring that with my music sort of thing.
Nice. Shit, I forgot what I was going to say.
Sorry, I just waffled on.
It was something it was triggered by something you just said, but
my wife farting?
Yeah. Hey, can I get that sample, man?
Yeah, don't worry. I'll get it tonight when she's asleep.
Gaz is sleeping on the couch tonight, by the way. I was just going to say, like, you mentioned trying to use a lot of electronic sound samples and stuff. I have to admit that I got the MIDI pack, that the MIDI collection, the Epic bundle. I forget what it's called, but
the Infinite Inspiration, I think. Yeah,
and it's just got like pretty much 10 million different MIDI parts and stuff, and I've been using the hell out of that, and I find it's a really good jumping off point, because I'll hear like a little melody or an arpeggiation or something, and I'll be like, and I'll start tweaking it, and next thing you know, I got a whole track going on. So
but like Dean's, I mean, I'm obviously going to say this because I'm biased, but like I really mean it. Like Dean like spends so much time like editing his samples that like they're just amazing. Like they just slide into tracks, whereas like all these other sample packs, they don't EQ them, or they don't like they're like rough. You know what I mean?
Like force them together. But Dean's is
or
like,
you got to spend
half
half an hour EQing them and all of this shit. Whereas Dean's are just like what you hear from Dean is like what you get in these packs, sort of thing. Yeah. And as I say, like that's not kissing his ass. That's just the truth,
I agree.
If you go like, oh, I need a bass line, and you grab one of Dean's, it's nice. Like there's no resonant peaks. There's no like crap, you know what I mean? Like it's really scary to see what people pass off as sample packs these days, because
I'd gotten a pack from another company, I won't name them, and you hear all of the demos on their website or whatever, this is what it sounds like and stuff, and I actually paid money for it and bought it, and it was nothing but shit, pure shit. Like I could have probably done that myself.
Yeah, sample packs. Like a lot of them are so just disappointing.
You gotta be careful.
Like,
you gotta be careful
shit
out there. Yeah.
But the thing is like, and this is sort of also like part of the workflow, and this is why like I don't really buy or get lots of sample packs and that, because I want to get sounds that I know straight away. There's nothing worse than going, I need the sound of a cowbell like hitting a fence, and then you got to sit through like 7,000 samples of just like clicking through it. You know what I mean? Like I want to go, I need that, and then know where to get it from. You know, so that's why I don't get like heaps of them. I don't fall into that trap because there's nothing worse than just sitting there like going through samples, you know. Like
by the time you find it, you forget why you wanted it.
Yeah, or you're sitting there, you got to remember the sound that you want, like over listening to all these things. And I find that like tedious as fuck, man.
Yeah,
like,
fuck that.
I don't know. And like I have very specific, like I want this sound, so it's like, you know, I'll try and get that sound as quickly as possible. Like that's it. Whatever synth works. I did like Serum because Serum's like a workhorse for me. I know if I want like a certain sound, I can like pretty much within a second of like farting around in Serum, I'll be close to it. Faceplant's sort of similar, but takes me a little bit longer sort of thing because you got to set it up and stuff like that. Whereas Serum, you just like bang. Like Pigments is another one. I have like certain soft synths for like certain things. So like Pigments I'll use for sort of like flowing sounds, like moving sounds. I find Pigments really good for that. Faceplant I'll always bass because it's just so like in your face, sort of heavy in that. And Serum's just sort of like my workhorse sort of thing, like my slut. I'll just be like, oh yeah, I need this, and go there. Like,
give it. Where's my money, bitch?
Yeah. But yeah, so that's just there's like, yeah, like there's no that's all I use sort of thing because I can use anything if I need it sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a good segue for the third track.
Yeah.
In your playlist.
This one's a bit darker, a bit heavier. I like this tune.
Wait. Pause it. Everybody go take a picture of yourself right now when that bass hits. Show us your bass face. Share it on the URL group right now. Go ahead, Mark.
Here is what happened. Extraterrestrials. Extraterrestrials.
God damn,
there we go.
That was the perfect one for bass face competition. The bass just cut right into my heart, man. And the little clip of the guy talking about the UFOs or in the aliens and stuff across the top really brought out that darkness you were talking about.
Yeah, that's how I got the name for it, actually, because I always struggle with the vocals because it's like when they're sort of like sample based like that sort of thing, because I usually write the track and then I try and figure out something that's sort of going to work with it sort of thing. So then that's just like ages of just going, oh, I'll try this sort of thing. Hey, nice. Cheers, Paul. But yeah, like, so they're sort of the hardest ones because then you're trying to fit the vibe of the tune sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know like Alan said that's his favorite from my album. That's actually from my album that I released. So yeah, that was
awesome.
Yeah.
Wait, which album?
From 24 Karat. That was my first. It took me 11 months to write that album. That came out. It would have been about 6 months ago now, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know.
Yeah, it was that one. That was available, sold out on USB and that, which was nice as well. So came on that pretty gold bar, which was nice.
Yes.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Brilliant too. Like everybody wanted their little gold bar, you know.
Yeah, so that was cool. The funny thing was they sucked to try and open, so I just laughed trying to picture Danny trying to like open 25 of them or whatever it was, because he was just like, yeah, that would have sucked. But
so shifting lanes a little bit. I tell us about like your graffiti work and stuff. I like, how long have you been doing it? Where did it come from to want to do it and stuff? Like,
as I say, like I don't know, like people might not know, but like b-boy culture. So the 4 elements of b-boying, which is like graph, MCing, like music and dancing. There's a 5th one or some shit, I don't know. But that's sort of how I live my life and have done forever. I remember seeing graph when I was about 9 years old on a train line, and like it just blew my mind that people just drew on like fences because sort of thing. And I was hooked like ever since then.
Kind of has a slight element of like rebelliousness to it.
Yeah. I mean, I sort of didn't have the best childhood growing up sort of thing. So it sort of fit me like where I was at that point as well. But it was just that expression, and sort of the same reason why I really wanted to like pursue music is I just want to leave my mark on like the world somehow sort of thing.
Absolutely.
And like with graph, it was literally leaving my mark. So I used to like that, and it all tied in together. So as I say, I used to sit there and just listen to music and draw. So graph was always something I did. I am a big fan of like crew culture. So being in crews or family and that. So once again, graph was sort of like that.
It kind of sounds like it's all interconnected, you know.
It is
all kind of one of the same element or animal.
It's all part of. That's why I'm not DJ Point 2. It's why I'm just Point 2, because it's like Point 2 is supposed to sort of be me. It's sort of like Eminem, like, you know, he has Slim Shady or whatever. But I did it way before him, so I'm cooler. But no, like
totally cooler.
Like Point 2 was just me. Like that's me. You know what I mean? And even Gasm, like Gasm is like stands for my family, Gaz, Anna, Zach, and Maddie. I used to obviously back in the day I wasn't writing Gasm. I was doing other, which I won't say just in case people are watching that shouldn't. But yeah, like I actually gave up drawing. Like my ex-girlfriend at the time, she was all like, you can't just keep doing this as an adult and all of this shit. So I quit. And like then when I met my wife, I sort of thought, oh well, like I had a big like sort of like crisis about it, because graph is always supposed to be on like, you know, fuck the man and on trains and all of this shit. And I was like, you know, obviously got a kid and get married and all of this. Like the last thing I want to do is that. So that's why I created Gasm. And I started doing canvases and like toys and drawing just on anything sort of thing. And it sort of rekindled everything because I do love it. But yeah, like I couldn't see a point to it. But now I sort of like I'm teaching myself Procreate, so I try and do it on the iPad. And then, yeah, like I just did a film clip or a video for one of my tracks where I did a skateboard and I just did a time lapse on it. I thought, like just something to do. I always thought I wanted to do it, so I thought I'd give it a try. But like I've always loved drawing. It's sort of a release for me. But like I wanted to be a tattooist and things like that, but just didn't really happen. But yeah. But like I do like, and yeah, like graph is sort of, that's me, like it's who I am sort of thing. Like I don't know, I like the culture. Like I love, like that's one of the things I love about Facebook is I get to see art from around the world, which again, before the internet happened, you wouldn't see any of that stuff.
You see your local stuff.
Yeah, which in Tassie we don't have any, man. There's literally nothing, it sucks. But and like I suppose like I probably started them about the same time. Music and like proper music and graph I probably started a bit earlier actually. I've been doing that since 1990, I think. But
oh wow, nice.
Yeah, so it's been a while. And like a lot of my friends are like really good, like proper professional writers and things like that. So once again, I was really lucky with being in good crews and things like that, and meeting sort of the right people and getting to be able to do
Surrounding
things
yourself with good people.
Yeah, like inspiring people. It's sort of the common theme that I have, man. It's like I'll have every time in the world for people that big people up and don't put them down, sort of thing, you know. And I try and surround myself as much as possible, because these are the kind of people that like help to pick me up, you know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I guess the last question I have for you is there anything big coming? What should we be looking out from you next? Any big projects you talk about?
I got a few things coming up. Hopefully, well, I definitely have a few things coming up. I got a new release on Jungle Things Audio coming up very soon. Right. I have a release coming up with Conrad Subs again, Cobra Audio, which is very exciting. I have a record coming out soon, which I'm not allowed to talk about, but that's exciting.
I'll be looking.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. And I'm actually just finishing an EP for Night Force. So Night Force Records, which sort of a dream label for me. It will be a big deal. I was like giggling like a schoolgirl because I got like DJ Lunacy. It's like a definite like big person for me and someone I really look up to. And when he heard my track and was like, "Can you write us an EP?" I was like, "Oh my god!" Oh my god! Yeah. So it's really sucked because like this last couple of weeks has been really hard. I've been sick and with all the storms and that. And I said to him like, we'll get it to him in a couple of weeks, and it's been a little bit longer, but that's sort of hopefully coming up. And then I think. I got a few other things in the new year, but I'm busy. This is the thing. It's like I'm always busy, and there's always things coming out. But I'm just learning to zen, because it's like you just have to wait so long for things, because labels have like their own release things, and I suck. Like I'm the kind of person, like if I order something online, I'm sitting at the letterbox like half an hour later, even though it's going to take a week. And it's been a real kind of like the postie hitting them up, like where is it? But I've had to really learn how to just sort of not be that like so. And then that's the thing that's like you get like these things just pop up and you're like, oh my god, that's right, woohoo. So there's probably more things I've forgotten about, but they're the big ones coming up soon. So
awesome. I can't wait. I know I'm going to be looking out. I hope everybody else out there is looking out too.
I mean, as I say, thank you everyone that, you know, like even just I know we're all like struggling with money in that, and I never expect anyone to buy anything in that, but the people that do, like you guys are the goats. But anybody that even just wangs a like on something, a share, recommends it to a friend, anything, like it all helps. And the thing is the labels see it as well. They're probably like, how the hell does this crazy bastard like actually get like all these people doing this and that? But you know, and I'm always like, it's a clown army, bitch. That's how we roll, you know. So like as I say, I always like got to say big ups to all the clown army all the time, and like to anybody that like just even spends even a millisecond of time, their time on me. You know, I love it, and I wish I could do more. To like, I wish I could buy everybody's things and listen to everybody's stuff, but you know, it's just life is full on. You know, that's so
life be life, and man.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, so, and as I say, things like thank you for yourself for taking the time to have me on today and spending the time to like
I could fucking talk to you all day long.
Yeah, I noticed we sidestepped the Aussie accents that you guys promised were going to happen.
I can't even think of anything to say, but like, boy.
G'day, mate.
G'day, mate.
Hi, good day, mate.
You got your thongs on or what, mate?
Mark, you sound the fucking same. You just sound like a UK person talking to you.
Yeah, well, but Yeah, and as I say, always big thanks to Mark. Like, always, like, I just owe him so much, and I know I say it like all the time, but I do mean it. You know what I mean? I ain't just saying it. Like, it's just couldn't do this shit without you guys, you know. And on a like, not just even just the releases and that shit, but just in general, like, it's a reason to get up every Wednesday morning early to come and watch you, and like, you know, like. Someone's always doing something online, so you got something to do. You know what I mean? It's
so weird to hear you say get up on a Wednesday morning for the URL.
Yeah, man, that's the thing. That's I reckon I'm one of the most dedicated clown armies, because every time anyone sees me, I'm up at like 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning, like you know, like all the time, eh? Like, as I say, one day we need to do an upside down URL where, like, I host it at 7:30 p.m. my time, and all you guys have to get up at God knows when just to watch.
Oh Lord, people will be scattering around, be like, "What day is that? Is it Monday or Thursday?" What the
Yeah, I wouldn't even know how to do it properly though. You'd have to be like 7:30 Monday, or I don't know. Yeah, it hurts my head. That's half of it, trying to figure out the bloody times. It's like, so he said 5 p.m., which is what? But
like, for the interviews and stuff, I was telling Mark, I mean, the polls are easy, just throw them up and people tell you what they want. The interviews are pretty easy. We just shoot the shit like we're in the pub and stuff. The hardest part is figuring out everybody's fucking times.
Yeah, times,
it's so international, and we're all over the place and stuff, you know?
Craziness.
Which is a great segue into this. This one's been postponed like 4 times already, and I wouldn't be surprised if it gets postponed again. But yeah, 2 weeks time. Yeah, 2 weeks time we do Jonathan R. Cross, the Hardware Jams.
We're gonna do him good, baby. I hope he's watching right now, and he's afraid. He should be afraid. Gaz, like I said, man, I could talk to you forever, man. I could talk to you forever. You're got so much insight, man. Insight, and just like listening to, what do you call it, advice and stuff today that you've given out and stuff, man. I mean, it's worth its weight in gold. You're such a kind human.
Yep. Such
a kind human.
Cheers, guys. As I say, I was really looking forward to it, just getting to hang out with you guys. Like, as I say, it's been really good. I was thinking to myself, I'll go to bed after this, but nah, I've got like all this energy now. I'll be like, woo!
Welcome to my world. That's exactly how it is after I finish the show every Tuesday. I'm like, great, now what do I do?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I'll go and poke the cat now because he'll be asleep and let him try and get him up or something.
Hey,
but as I say, and once again, like, cheers everyone, cheers you guys for everything, and you know, I'm always around if anyone ever wants to chat, like anyone wants me to explain anything or, you know, show them anything, like I'm always here.
I want you to show me your butthole.
Yeah, that's after. I promised you after, man.
Okay. I got it now recorded. I got witnesses.
Okay, there's a dog's butthole.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, there you go.
I am complete now.
Yeah, great interview. Absolutely great interview. We've just gone over the 2-hour mark, which is great, which means that Gaz had a lot to say, and everything that he did have to say was really good and on point, as always, you know?
That's why it's called Point 2.
Yeah,
indeed. All right, guys. I love you guys. I'm giving you a big hug through the camera, but it's kind of an awkward hug. There's 3 of us. There's a lot of distance.
Right, so shall we leave everybody with the last track, Gaz? Which track is this?
Yeah, this one's a new release from Dub Mugs, which is Fireflake's label.
Nice.
This is the one that you played a little bit of on the URL.
Yes.
I thought I'd put it on this one so we could just jam it in together. So, and I know My Manipulation was on this album as well.
Nice.
So definitely worth a check out. Free download if anyone wants it.
I didn't realize that Dub Mugs is Fireflakes, so I've gained some knowledge there.
Fireflake and Laxity.
Those 2 are amazing.
Yeah. So he asked me, this one's a bit heavier. So he said, I'm bringing out a neuro sort of style album. And he's like, I know you don't do that. And I was like, well, actually, I've got this. So, Yeah, he pushed this one as well. He came back for mastering, and it was at -9, and then he's like, they want it louder, so he's gone -6.6 on this one, so it's loud.
Good.
But, yeah, that's why I thought my mum always said end on a banger, so we'll end on a banger.
Love your moms.
Yes, indeed. Just want to say, because Gaz, are you going to pop this one in the thread for next week's show as well? I hope so.
Yeah, we'll do.
Yeah, I've just chucked a link in for the if you want to put a track in for Tuesday's show. Alrighty, yeah, Eric, great interview again. Gazum, great interviewee, and literally I had bugger all to do in that interview, you know, which was absolutely beautiful. You know, I didn't have to point or poke or do anything. It was lovely. It just flowed really, really well. So big ups to the both of you, and thank you so much for being involved.
Love you guys. Love everybody watching out there. Show us your bass face.
Right, let's play Gaz track for the outro. See you all later, you beautiful humans.
Crazy place, and you're brought up in the crazy place, and you become an adult in the crazy place, and all you've ever known in your life is crazy. Then to you, crazy is normal.